Today we have a 5-ingredient, 5-minute marinade. It's gonna make your summer so much easier. I always use this marinade when I want like an easy summer dinner with summer ingredients, so that's what we're gonna be focusing on today. This is gonna make 2 meals for us. One is gonna be an easy, like elevated caprese chicken for me and my husband, and using all the same ingredients, and at the same time, we're going to prep 3 lunches for my toddler. I have a 1-year-old. I like when he eats what we eat. It makes my life a million times easier if I don't have to prep like 2 different meals. So today, that's what we're going to be doing all at the same time. So let's get into this marinade. I like it because it's only 5 ingredients. Like, the easier, the better for me. I am going to throw it together right now during his nap time. Then when he gets up, we're gonna do a little outdoor play, a little pool time for about 2 hours while the chicken marinates. Then we're gonna get it on the grill. I like this marinade to marinate for about 2 to 4 hours. I mean, even if you have like 30 minutes, this is still gonna be a great option. But if you have 2 to 4 hours to let it sit in the fridge while you're doing other things, like for us today, it's gonna be going outside, but if you're working and you can like prep this during your lunch, that's a great option too. You don't wanna let this sit more than, let's say, 8 hours. I feel like 6 to 8 hours is probably like the maximum. Don't let this sit like overnight, because the balsamic vinegar is gonna make the chicken a little bit chewy, and that is not what we want. We want tender, juicy chicken. So let's start. First, we are going to use balsamic vinegar. You can also use balsamic glaze. This is just a small one I have from like a meal prep I did a couple days ago. So we are going to use a couple tablespoons of this. You are also going to use a couple tablespoons of olive oil. You can use any olive oil you want. Right now, this is one that we've been using a lot. I love the Graza brand. I feel like they're super cute. They're easy to use. I see them in the grocery store all the time, so I really got on that bandwagon. But you can use any olive oil you want. Extra points if it's like a flavored olive oil. So if you have like a garlic flavor or a garlic infused olive oil or like a basil or a pesto, anything that's Italian flavored here, use it. So we are going to do 2 to 3 tablespoons of each of these. I do not have a measuring cup for this because I'm just gonna count the seconds to truly make it easy. I don't wanna wash any extra dishes here that I don't have to. So we're just gonna count 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. Done. I feel like this came out really slow compared to other olive oil, so let's do a little bit more. The idea here is that truly it's coming out really slow. Don't think I'm putting in like a ton of olive oil here. But the idea here is that you want enough of this mixture to cover your chicken. So obviously for a marinade, you don't just want one side of your chicken marinating, you want both sides marinating. So make sure that whatever liquid you're using, whether it's the balsamic, whether it's the olive oil, or if you're just using a different marinade, if that's something you can remember in your head, always cover the chicken fully. Okay, next, the third ingredient is honey. This is my favorite honey. It's Lineage Provision. I like it because it's 100% organic, it's raw. It's honestly like my favorite honey. So we're gonna open this and probably put about 1 tablespoon into this. Even though we're doing 2 to 3 tablespoons for the other ones, you don't want equal parts of the honey, because if you're cooking it on the grill like we're going to be in a little bit, that is going to cause it to burn. So you wanna just put, honestly, just like 1 tablespoon like we're gonna do here. You're gonna wanna cook your chicken on medium heat on the grill for this one. You do not want to cook it on high. That is gonna make your chicken burn. We do not want that. We want the tender, juicy chicken, not burned. You're gonna mix this around a little bit, and then we're going to add our seasoning. Okay. Now to make this really easy, I am using 2 seasonings, again, because I want this to be just like 5 ingredients, super, super easy. So here are the seasonings we are going to use. We are going to have garlic salt and we're gonna have black pepper. Now, if you don't have garlic salt, it's totally fine. Just use any kind of minced garlic and salt, or you can just stick to garlic, or you can just stick to salt. But for the purpose of having only 5 ingredients in this one, I'm gonna use this garlic salt. So give that a good little twirl in there. A tip that helped me when I first started cooking was when you are marinating, you want the most amount of seasoning possible. Don't just put like a little pinch or a little dab. A lot of it is gonna end up staying in the bowl when we take the chicken out. You can always brush your chicken with the rest of it if there's like a lot left over. But once it's in here and it touches the chicken, we can't reuse it for something else because it's touched the raw chicken. So you just want this to be as seasoned as possible because it's gonna season the outside of the chicken, but you want enough seasoning to make sure that the inside of the chicken tastes good too. So this is what it looks like. You guys can see it here. A lot of seasoning, a lot of olive oil, balsamic, and just that little touch of honey. Okay, before we get into the chicken, let's talk about the extra 3 ingredients you're going to need to make this a complete meal. So first, you are going to use balsamic glaze. This is the one that I like. It's from Wegmans, just really easy. Any balsamic glaze. If you're gluten-free like I am, make sure to check the ingredients. Just make sure that one is gluten-free. Next, burrata. This is going to upgrade the caprese idea into something like totally next level. Burrata is fresh mozzarella on the outside and then it's soft mozzarella on the inside. So that's how you get when you break it apart. It has like that soft, gooey inside, and that's what's gonna make this like 10 times better than your normal just caprese chicken plate. So normally you would just like layer the mozzarella, you'd layer the tomatoes, you'd put some chicken in it, and that's a perfect caprese plate. You can even do it without the chicken, just mozzarella and tomatoes. That's a lot of times it's like an appetizer if you are grilling or if you go to an Italian restaurant. I love it. Honestly, I order it every single time. But for this one, we're going to pull this one apart very slowly and make sure on each piece of chicken you have some of the outside mozzarella and then some of that soft, creamy filling on each specific piece. Next, we are going to have a tomato. I bought this fresh tomato. You can use any tomato you want. If you have cherry tomatoes, that honestly works too. You can chop them up, you can slice them up, you can use any tomato from your tomato garden. Our vegetable garden is not quite there yet, so I bought a tomato and I'm gonna be slicing this one up. Half of it is going to be sliced up to put on the chicken for me and my husband, and half of it is going to be diced up into smaller pieces to help make the toddler deconstructed version of this meal for his meal prep. So you want small pieces, you want soft pieces. I like to take the pieces from the inside, a little less of that end piece from the outside just because it's harder for him to chew and he's only 1 year old. But if you have a toddler who's let's say 2 or 3, that is totally fine. That's easier to chew when they have more teeth than my baby has right now. In those toddler meal preps, you can use shredded mozzarella if that's what you have. You can use hard mozzarella, you can use a different cheese, let's say you just have cheddar lying around, it's fine, just use it. The idea here is for the toddler meal, you want a cheese, something that's soft, you want the tomato for the vegetable, and then you want the grilled chicken that we're going to dice up into small pieces for him. Again, if your baby's 2 or 3 years old and can chew better than my 1 year old, you don't have to cut it up as small, but I'm a nervous mom and I'm cutting it up small because he's still little.
So my husband's going to do this for me. He actually was going to clean the chicken because that's really important to do before you marinate. But this chicken was actually pretty clean straight out of the package. So we're in our bathing suits just throwing the chicken in before we go to the pool so we can have that marinade when we come home and we're ready to grill.
Okay, now that our chicken's in here, we are just going to cover it with foil. If you have plastic wrap, that's fine too. Just anything to cut off some of that air circulation and make sure that the chicken is not drying out while it's marinating. We're gonna put it in the fridge for about 2 hours, do a few fun things in between, and then I'll meet you guys back here and we'll get it on the grill.
Okay, so here's where it gets easy, especially if you're me and your husband is going to do the grilling for you. But this chicken's been marinated with that 5-ingredient marinade: olive oil, balsamic, honey, garlic salt, and pepper, and now it's just going on the grill. One thing to remember is because there's honey in the marinade, it caramelizes fast, so keep your grill on medium, not on high, or it'll burn before it cooks through. You want those nice grill marks, not a big char. Give it a few minutes on each side. I like to do it for about 4 or 5 minutes on each side, till it hits 165 in the middle, and let it rest. That's the whole cooking part. Now the fun part is plating, and this is where it goes from easy weeknight chicken to something that looks like you tried really hard and that's gonna taste really good. So I topped mine with tomatoes, then I layered it with the fresh torn burrata because burrata makes everything better. fresh basil, and a little drizzle of olive oil on top. Then a pinch of the garlic salt and pepper to finish. Look at that. That burrata is honestly my favorite. This is like the grown-up version of that caprese that everyone is used to. Andrew made a quick little pasta on the side, just olive oil and garlic, super simple to serve with, so we're just spooning some of that into these plates too, and I'm going to use the leftover chicken to make Fletcher's version for tomorrow. Nothing fancy, just adding the pasta like around the dish here. This is dinner for us, gluten-free, fast, and honestly, it looks like way more effort than it really was.
Okay, so to finish this up, this is the quick toddler version of the adult version that we just made. I cut up the chicken into these little pieces. This is the same chicken that we grilled outside. I grilled 4 pieces, 2 for me and my husband for dinner, and then 2 of those pieces are chopped up here. You can separate it however you want. If you want to grill 8 pieces, you could have 2 dinners, last night and tonight, and then you could have 4 little meal preps, totally up to you. I have these little 4-ounce containers. We're gonna fill both of those up. We're going to put in the chicken pieces first. I like to put those on the bottom. Then we're gonna top each with these diced tomatoes. So same as last night. I put tomatoes on mine last night. Now I'm putting them on Fletcher's here. It's about a half a tomato that I split into the 2 containers here. Then we are going to pull apart. I have a roll here that I already started pulling apart for him because I knew he would want some. So we're gonna start pulling apart some pieces to put into the deconstructed toddler versions of this meal. And then we are going to top it off with some mozzarella. You can use the leftover burrata you had from last night. You could use some shredded mozzarella. You can use, if you have like a mozzarella stick, you can cut that up. Totally whatever cheese you want. If you want to skip the cheese, if your baby's dairy-free. Fletcher was dairy-free for a long time, but he's not anymore, so we're slowly branching into the cheese. But super easy. Top it with a little cheese. There you go. That's it. Super easy. Really great to have prepped. I just pull it out, give it to him for dinner, give it to him for lunch. It's ready to go. No prep in the moment. I hate prepping the toddler meal in the moment live. I love having these little ones prepped.